12 passes for 215 yards and 3 more scores. Charlie Holmes, you ready to go. Toronto wins the toss, I assume. I wasn't really watching, and they have elected to defer, and Charlie Humes will be teeing it up on the left hash mark. Meanwhile, an update on the Big Red score. Akron-Hoban has jumped on top in the second quarter, leading Steubenville 13-7 in an early start at 7 o'clock, and we're underway here around 7:30. As Humes, straight on kicker, pretty good kick, right down the pipe to the 10-yard line. Lucchino behind the wall, 15, 20, hit at the 25, and down at the 26-yard line. Pretty good coverage. Down quickly was Mike Swearingen, the 170-pound junior, who we'll be hearing a lot from as a wide receiver and defensive back. He makes the stop on the specialty squad.
Yeah, nice kickoff by Toronto's Charlie Humes, their quarterback. Good return by Lucchino. Central going to start right around the 26-yard line.
They mark it at the 26. No, we're going to call it the 27. Central in a pro-I formation. Toronto jumps on the cadence call, and the left defensive tackle or the right defensive tackle and right defensive end were in the neutral zone, and it's going to be a 5-yard mark off, and the Red Knights start the wrong way, giving the Crusaders 1st and 5 at the 32.
That's certainly not the way that you want to start for Toronto, giving an easy 5 up that brings up a 1st and 5 for Central. Might change their play calling philosophy, although they'll probably keep it on the ground and try to pick up the 5.
Coming back with the pro-I, Easton Lucchino, the running back, actually an offset eye. Deep handoff, Lucchino to the outside. He's got running room, 35. Needs a block, 40. Slips down as he tries to cut back at about the 43 or 44-yard line. Nobody laid a glove on Joe Lucchino as they sealed the outside, Joe Nolan, and that's a pickup of 12 to the 44.
Yeah, an excellent block on the outside that time as they did seal it off. Joey looked to go up to the inside, bounced it out to the outside, picked up a positive 12, so Central got a nice gain on their first offensive play.
Excellent field position at their own 44-yard line. Is coming into the Crusader lineup is Mark Menendez at a wide receiver with the play, and he teams up on the left side with Brad Pavlik. Offset eye to the right this time. Tommy Clarke is tight at right end. 5-man front for the Red Knights. Long count. Blast play. Lucchino nowhere this time. Only to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9. Right on the bottom of the stop for the Red Knights was number 64, defensive end Jeff Dunlap, 170-pound junior. 2nd and 9. Red Knights with 5-man front, 2 inside backers, 2 cornerbacks, and 2 safeties. Pro-I, straight dive play, ice left side, immediately hit as he reaches only the 46-yard line. Initial pop, Brian Myers was there from his safety position. Also bottom of the stack, 56 for the Red Knights, Justin Cernansky. He and Hank both a 56 and 51, Joe Nolan. We'll be talking a lot about those 2 inside linebackers for the Red Knights.
Yeah, they haven't shown as though they want to throw the ball yet.
Ice got 2. It's 3rd and long, 3rd and 7. Offset eye to the right. 2 wide receivers, another long count. Option right, Biggio pitches back. It's an errant pitch. It's back at the Toronto 35 and followed on by a Red Knight. So an errant pitch on the option play, and the Red Knights get the first break in a football game. As coming up with that errant pitch was Matt Cernansky, 210-pound senior defensive tackle. It was a bad pitch, and Lucchino had no chance. Turnover, Red Knights at the Crusader 33.
Toronto's in business.
Cernansky with the recovery. The Red Knights starting at the Crusader 33-yard line, have it 1st and 10. Excellent field position. There goes the motion man for the Red Knights. Wojcik handoff inside to Walker, but flags all over the place as Justin got to the 30, but got to believe there was motion there, or somebody in the neutral zone.
Well, they had a man in motion, and it appeared as though somebody on the left side of the line for Toronto got off a half a second early.
So it will be against the offense. Illegal procedure. Put it back at the 38. So 2nd and 8. That's very surprising.
Well, that's telling your defense we got a lot of confidence in you is what Coach Farrar is actually doing in that situation.
4 wide receivers, 2 left and 2 right. Humes back in the pocket. Quick out to Ryan Fogle, one of the split receivers, and it was badly thrown by Charlie Humes. So it'll be 3rd and 8 at the 31. But a Coyle and Dave Wojcik come into the lineup as Bobby Morris, the Toronto coach, likes to use those 4 wides. This time he's got split back, wide receiver left, and a wing left. on 3rd and 8. Pressure on. Humes avoids one tackle. Humes throws. He's throwing an interception. It's Zulkowski, who was our player of the game last week defensively for the Crusaders, as he had a fumble recovery and numerous tackles, and Charlie Humes just threw it right to Mike Zulkowski as the pass was intended to Ricky Coyle, and it just went to Zulkowski, and the Crusaders dodged a bullet at the Red Knight 20-yard line on the intercept.
What pickup his intended receiver and threw it right to Zulkowski.
2 straight turnovers here in the first 3 minutes of the football game. We're scoreless. Deep handoff. Lucchino tries to get to the outside, and nothing there. The Red Knight defense waits for him, or Red Shirts waits for him over there, and that's going to be a loss back to about the 17, maybe the 18-yard line.
Keep it virtually 2-3-yard loss.
9 minutes to go, first quarter. Menendez to the right, Pavlik to the left. And a pro eye for Chad Biggio. Been coming from a long count most of the time. He's back in the pocket. Now he's rolling out. He's under some heat. He's throwing. He's got a man out there, in and out of the hands of Eric Taylor, who was wide open on a perfectly thrown pass at the 45-yard line. The big tight end had beaten Bobby Petrus, and Biggio put it right into his hands, and Taylor couldn't wrap it up.
That's exactly right.
Football a little chilly, but this is football weather.
That's perfect.
Baroni and Pavlik wide receivers. We haven't seen Maruk yet on offense. Over the middle. Quick popper, pass complete, but short of the first down. Is making a reception is Pavlik, but hitting him immediately is Chris Alvis, the cornerback, 130-pound junior with an excellent block tackle. A gain of about 7 to the 25. The Crusaders will punt.
Okay, got up a 4th and 5 for Central.
Walker is a single receiver standing at the Toronto 45. And Zulkowski, who punted last week, is in punt formation. High floating punt. Walker's going to let it bounce at midfield, get the Crusader bounce, and trickles out of bounds inside the Red Knight 45-yard line at the 44-yard line. 31
over right now. Toronto's going to have the ball right around their 40-yard line.
Geez, we've had 3 possessions, and there's only been 4 minutes gone in the football game, so neither team outside of Lucchino's first run has done anything. Pro set. Now here's a motion man. Wojcik to the right. Toss to the left. Walker looking for a block. He gets it. Walker cuts it over midfield. Walker down at the Crusaders 48. Eric Taylor got him. But a nice lead block that time for Walker by Justin Wright, 201-pound junior. Did we run into a Mr. Wright as we can? Yeah, we sure did. He said, make sure you mention my son. He's a tackle on offense. Well, Justin Crusader, 48-yard line for an 8-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Red Knights.
Toronto motion right, feed back left, see which way they go this time. Straight power.
Last play. Outside, Walker gets the block from Wojcik. Walker over the 45 has the initial first down of the football game for the Red Knights as Zulkowski and Tommy Clarke finally bring him down, but not before Justin Walker, who runs hard, picks up 6 more to the Crusader 42 on a first down.
Call his name an awful lot tonight for the Red Knights.
Pro set again. Wojcik and Walker to split back. Wide receivers left and right. Here's Wojcik in motion. Looks like they're going to toss it to the left. There it is. Toss to Walker. Breaks the first tackle into the secondary. Walker at the 35. Walker tripped up and slides down to the 31. The tripper upper was Paul Maruk. Otherwise, Justin Walker, who made a nifty cut over end, might have been off to the races. They say his knee touched at the 32. Give him 9, make it 2nd and short.
It's a lot of strength in his leg. He's one of those guys you've got to wrap up. You just can't reach out and grab him.
He's a short, stout 177. Here's Wojcik in motion again. Let's see if they toss it. Nope, they're diving. And Walker gets to the 31. That should be enough for the first down. Down low on the ankles, defensive end Tommy Clarke. As Walker's been the bread and butter man. As that should be enough for a Red Knight first down. Their 2nd straight. They're driving at the Central 31 with the first drive of the evening with 6:26 to go in the first quarter where we're scoreless.
John, unofficially right now, I got Walker with all 5 carries for Toronto and a total of 27 yards.
Well, you're pretty good because I got 5 for 26, so we're in there close. This time for the first time, Twins right, eye backfield. They go left. Walker gets the handoff. Initial contact made by Eric Taylor. Then he was pinned down at the 30 for a very short gain by Tommy Clarke. And Walker picks up only 1, 2nd and 9, as the Red Knights keeping it on the ground after on their first possession.
They a quick pitch or something like that.
Now they got 2 receivers to the outside, Stutler and Fogel. The backs are in an eye. 2nd and 9. Play action. Blitz from the corners. Okoski flip out in the flat. Nice grab made by Mike Swearingen, the tight end. And Swearingen is inside the 15. Volley dropped by Tommy Clarke. But an excellent play by Charlie Humes as Mike Okoski came on a corner blitz and had him, but Humes got away from him.
And then Toronto had the right play called against the right defense because Central wasn't fast enough to get out there to cover the tight end. Nice game, nice call for Toronto.
17-yard pickup, 1st and 10 at the Central 13. Pro set again. Here's the toss. Walker looking for running room. He said he's outside. He's inside the 10 and out of bounds. Well, we'll call it maybe out of bounds at the 10. They ran to the short side, and Justin having no place to go, Clarke and Okoski ran him out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it.
Down, he's tough to bring down one-on-one.
Walker already in the first 7 minutes of the football game has carried it 7 times. He's a 177-pound senior. I'll bet you about 5'8", but he's put together pretty good.
He has pretty good quickness, too. It seems as though he gets a good turn. Once he gets those shoulders turned upfield, he has pretty good speed.
Maybe they've inflated his 177 as I saw a couple of guys in the press box smile a little bit. Uh-oh, it's the old Hank Graham stacked eye. Deep handoff. New tailback back there for the first time. Mike Swearingen, he's down near the 5-yard line. Double tight end, quarterback, blocking back, fullback, tailback, all behind the QB. It's called the stacked eye, and it's a big play by Swearingen as he got down to the 5-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and a pair as the Red Knights are threatened.
In front of the deep man Swearingen.
They're going with a stacked eye again. It's Bogus, Walker, and Swearingen.
Might be the same play.
Same play to the other side. Swearingen drives. Swearingen near the goal line. He's got the first down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1. He was hit at the 3, but kept the legs turning. The offensive line doing a nice job up there for Toronto. Boca and Cernansky.
That was 1-3 of their last 4. They've really grown and matured, and right now they have an excellent drive going.
Again, stacked eye. Deep man, Swearingen. He's in easily. Red Knights lead it. 6-0. 4:11 to go, first quarter. For 5, 4, and 1, and he gets the score. Humes will attempt the conversion. Boca, the long snapper. Chambers will hold. Good snap. It's down. Kick is up. It's blocked. So, with 4:11 to go, first quarter, the Red Knights have jumped on top with an excellent drive.
A 6-0 score. Mike Swearingen going in from 1 yard, 56-yard drive, mostly on the legs of Justin Walker. Extra point by Humes was blocked by Mike Campana. That's where we stand as the Red Knights get ready to kick off here. They lead 6-0, John Deason.
Nice drive. 10 plays, 56 yards. The workhorse initially was Justin Walker, and then when they got near the 10-yard line, it was Mike Swearingen on the stacked eye. One big pass in that series of 10 plays. Humes found Swearingen for a big first down, and Humes kicks off. Pretty fair, down to about the 14-yard line. Marook to the right side, looking for a block. 25, cuts it back over the 30, down at the 32. Nice block tackle that time by Chris Elvis on the specialty squad. And the Crusaders, with their best field position of the evening, trailing 6-0, 4:05 to go, first quarter, will have it as they start at their own 33-yard line.
Good job that time by Paul Marook, sort of bobbing and weaving and picking his way through, giving Central excellent field position as they start this drive as they trail 6-0.
Central with a pro-eye formation, Lucchino and Ice. Another long count against the 5-man front. Quick popper over the middle. Oh, tight end makes the reception. Joey Petrozzi, former quarterback. First time we've seen him throw to him. Nice grab, nice pass, Biggio. The quick popper to the tight end. Finally brought down in the secondary by Bobby Petrus, but not before the Crusaders with a big game, all the way out to their own 47. Give them 14 and a first down.
Nice catch by Petrozzi. He lined up as the tight end on the left side that time. Biggio made a little fake to the fullback, popped it right into Petrozzi's hand. Maybe that'll get Central moving a little bit.
Second first down, same formation, dive play. Ice immediately grabbed by Mike Swearingen, the defensive end, at the 45 or 46, and then driven back to about the 41. So far, Mike Swearingen has done a superb job for the Red Knights. Forward progress only to the 46, a loss of 1, second down and 11, and I got the Crusaders with that errant pitch back earlier, 6 rushes and a -2 yards.
That's exactly right, John.
Their ground game has gone just downhill for the last half dozen weeks. Twins right on 2nd and 11. Another long count. Counter play. Lucchino tries to go left. Lucchino cuts it back. Lucchino into the secondary. 50. Looks for a block. 45-40. 35. Breaks the tackle. 30. Inside the 25. And out of bounds is Joe Lucchino with a superb run. Ryan Myers finally ran him out of bounds, but Lucchino appeared to be down 2 or 3 times, and he makes a huge gain from his own 46-yard line down to the Red Knights 25-yard line at the 29-yard pickup. And a Crusader first down is my man Nick Lucas. Nick Luke, man, with his Notre Dame stuff on. Wait till the Navy gets him tomorrow. Third Crusader first down.
Nice run.
They're threatening, yes.
Real nice run by Lucchino, helped out by a nice block by Brad Pavlik on the outside as the wideout.
Twins left, eye back. Rolling back. Biggio has a man wide open out in the flat. That's Menendez inside the 15-yard line. And the official says roll the clock. Then they stop it as I thought he went out of bounds right by the first down marker.
Central mixing it up offensively. They've run the ball. This time they've thrown the ball. They really have Toronto guessing as to what they're going to do. Biggio looked real good that time, rolling to his left. Most of the time we've seen him this year, he's been rolling to his right.
Biggio's hit his last 3 passes for 32 yards. Crusaders 1st and 10 at the 14. Deep handoff. Lucchino breaks the first tackle. Lucchino to the short side. Lucchino out of bounds for flag. Toronto missing tackles on this series as that time Mike Swearingen had Lucchino, but he slipped right through him. But we've got a flag as they said Lucchino stepped out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. Let's see what the flag's all about.
It's going to be a holding penalty. It appears as though the preliminary signal by the referee. We'll have to wait and see what it is, but I believe it's going to be a holding call.
Holding at the 12-yard line, so give Lucchino a 2-yard pickup. And then penalize Central 10. Actually, he got to the 11, give him a 3-yard pickup. Then penalize Central 10 yards back to the 21-yard line and make it first down and 17. Official says, hold that clock. Now he says, let's set it to play and get ready, and I'll wind it when I'm ready. 1st and 17 at the 21. High backfield, twin receivers right. Another long count. Play action, the blitz is on. Flip screen out to Ice in the left flat. Ice at the 20. Ice still going at the 15. Ice at the 10. He doesn't want to go down, or he's in for the score.
Super run, super catch and run by Ice.
He left 3 or 4 Red Knight tacklers laying on the ground on the screen left with the corner blitz coming from the right. Give credit to Brandon Ice as he broke numerous tackles, and the screen worked for 21 yards and a score. And what I said last week comes back. I said I have seen very few screens this year. I think it's an excellent play in high school. The Crusaders trying to take the lead with Phil Rook trying the conversion.
Hey, Toronto had a blitz coming out from the corner blitz from the left side that time. Alvis put a lot of pressure on Biggio. He was throwing to his left away from where the pressure was coming. Good play calling by Central.
The Central less than 2 minutes to tie the score, and now Phil Rook's placement splits the uprights. 2:23 to go first quarter. Crusaders have jumped on top 7-6 max after this. Penalty, 67 yards, the last 21 on a screen pass, and they've taken the lead with the Phil Rook conversion, 7-6.
Well, Central answered the call. They answered the challenge. They were down 6-0. Toronto scored in the first quarter with 4:11. They come right back. 2:23 left before the end of the first quarter. Ice on a nice reception and run down the far sideline. Extra point by Rook. Good. Crusaders lead 7-6.
Biggio missed his first pass, which was dropped by Taylor, and then he's hit his last 4 for 53 and a score.
That's exactly right. He's been on the money tonight.
Rook will kick off from the left hash mark. Nobody kicks off from the middle of the field anymore.
It's all angle type kicking.
Rook, the soccer player, hits it pretty good. And it's going to be Alvis at the 14, trying to get to the corner, get the block. And then he runs in to a Crusader defender, Joe Lucchino, who fought off another block. And Alvis could have had a nifty return had he been able to get around Lucchino at the 26.
Yeah, Toronto had a nice alley set up there. They just forgot to get Lucchino, and Lucchino certainly put a good pop, good clean tackle on the Toronto receiving man. The Red Knights can get something going here, as they did before.
2:15 to go first quarter. This is our 6th possession of the first quarter. When the teams have scored, both of them have been able to score quickly. Throw high to Charlie Hume. Now he sends a motion man, Vogel. Deep handoff Walker. Hole plugged up quickly. 3 Crusaders there. Led by Jason Golick and Campana. And then there were 2 other Crusaders over there helping out. Clarke, Taylor. And Taylor, but Campana and Golick initially met Walker for a short. He didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He lost one. 2nd and 11.
3 minutes.
Go ahead, Joe.
I was just going to say those are 3 seniors for Central: Golick, Taylor, and Clarke.
Flag, whistle, stopping to play as Hume was going back into passing formation. Now he set the ball down on the 26. I thought he had it on the 25 earlier. Maybe. See if there's encroachment. Yes, there is. Well, on that last play, we'll penalize now twice for 15 yards.
I like the way both teams like to mix it up, John. They'll run it a little bit, and they'll come back, and they'll throw it.
Here's the toss. It's been successful to the right. Turning it up. Walker to the 34, maybe the 35. Good pursuit that time by inside linebacker Brandon Ice, preventing Walker, who looked good on that quick toss. The quarterback Humes does a full spinner and tosses it either left or right. Give him 4 and make it 3rd and 1, and they're in the stack guy double tight end. The deep man gets the handoff, and Swearingen must love the stack guy because he's the last back, and he has looked real good as he gets the first down easily as Mike Zilkowski, the cornerback, makes the tackle, but not before Swearingen picks up 3 to the 38 and another first down. The Red Knights' 5th first down as the first quarter's coming to a close. It's 7-6 Central with about 40 seconds to go.
What that series does there, that stack die, that actually gives Toronto about 5 to 6 blockers on that left side. The two backs in front of the ball carrier plus the lineman.
Now they're back to a pro eye, and Wojcik in motion to the left. Quick toss, cut back. Walker reverses his field. He beats Petrozzi. He's at the 40. He's at the 45. He's at midfield before he's dragged down by Robert Orsini, the outside linebacker on the left side. As the right side, the play went left. Walker said, there's nothing there. He completely reverts his field, and he picks up another first down to the 49 of 11. Walker, very heady runner.
Yeah, that play there certainly wasn't designed to go where it ended up, as you described on play-by-play. It was supposed to start left. He took about 3 steps left, changed direction, went to the right far side in front of the central bench.
Toronto's going to allow the clock to run down. We finished 1, a good football game. Central 7, the Red Knights 6. Back after this. I think they're going to go split backs and go with the toss to Walker. All right. And you're right as usual. I got to respect my elders. Double tight end, back guy. Let's see. Handoff, deep man Swearingen to the outside. He will not get in. He couldn't turn the corner. Blocked tackle by Mike Wilkowski on the outside, denying Mike Swearingen his second touchdown of the evening, and the Crusaders cling, and I mean cling, to a one-point lead.
Well, scouting and tendencies mean anything. We haven't seen Toronto all year long, but I know that Central certainly has scouted them. If they've been doing that all year long, I know in the early part of this game they have continually run left with that stacked eye. Central was just there waiting for him that time.
Can you spot the ball? Is it at the 3 or the 4? They got 4 on the scoreboard clock.
Okay, about 4 yards.
At the 4, so that was a loss of 2, and the Red Knights with an 18-play drive that took tons of minutes off the clock are stopped inside the 2. There's the handoff. Brandon Ike stacked up as he gets to the 4. No gain. That drive by Toronto, 5.5 to 8-minute drive approximately, 18 plays. They've got Central in a hole, and if Toronto's defense can hold here, and they can get it back in good field position and put Central right back under the buzzer there, not being off the field for very long with the defense.
I think Central's probably going to end up throwing in this series here, maybe this play. They haven't really shown that they can run the ball against this Toronto defense.
2nd and 10. Hand off left side. Lucchino breaks one tackle to the 5. Lucchino to the 10. Gives him running room to the 11-yard line before he's pinned down on the near side by Brian Myers, the safety man, all 135 pounds of him. So, it gives Central a little breathing room at the 11. 3rd down on the 7-yard pickup. And 3 is Lucchino having a pretty good night.
Yeah, he sure has. He's got right now around 50 yards and 6 carries.
I smell some good coffee.
No. Big first down play here for Central because it keeps their defense, gives them a little bit of a rest if they can keep the drive going.
Erner double tight in, a wishbone. Marook is in. Marook gets the handoff. Marook left side. He won't have it. Back to the line of scrimmage at the 11. Not the success that Toronto has had with that stacked eye. The Crusaders version is the double tight end and the wishbone backfield. Making the defensive play for the Red Knights with Bobby Petrus. And if the safety's making tackles up there at the line of scrimmage, then you are forcing the other team to throw the football.
That's exactly right, John. And good defensive series that time by Central as they stop Toronto. Toronto turns right around, and Central's 3 downs and out. Walker's DB's dangerous. Central's going to have to play hard here in the last 4 minutes of the first half to keep this lead.
Wilkowski in his end zone as Central has run but 2 minutes off the clock on 3 running plays, and will give it up 3 and out. Wilkowski's punt, floating, end over end, very short. Watch it, Red Knights. It might hit you. It bounces backwards. Crusader falls on it at the 31-yard line. A 20-yard punt down by Eric Taylor at the Crusaders 31. And the Red Knights in business with plenty of time, 4:23 to go. And I think Charlie Humes is a pretty good field goal kicker, guys. Is that correct? He's got a toe, so a field goal could give the Red Knights the lead. The Crusader defense once again tested, bent last time, but didn't break.
That's exactly right. The old bend but don't break philosophy. Toronto, excellent field position, ball resting right on the 30. Plenty of time for the Red Knights.
1st and 10. We'll call it the Central 31. 2nd time Toronto has started in Crusader territory. Straight dive, Walker stood up at the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Toronto pitching the ball and then straight diving with Walker. The stand-upper was Jason Golick.
Helped out by number 55, Tommy Daly, from his linebacking squad, junior in the Central defensive lineman.
3-yard pickup for Walker, who's had a lot of positive yardage tonight. It is 2nd down and 7, under 4 minutes to go. It's been a quick 2nd quarter as opposed to a slow 1st quarter. Crusaders leading by 1 with twins left. Humes calls the signal. Play action. Humes under pressure. Humes is going to go down. Eric Taylor fought the blocker off and got the sack, and then was helped out by Golick and others. And Charlie Humes, who so far this evening has been able to get away from rushing Crusader linemen, not able to do it this time as he loses 7 back to the 35.
Well, what Taylor was able to do, he was able to keep him inside in the pocket. Taylor about 6'2", 6'3", long arms, and he was able to reach out, grab a hold of Charlie Humes' shirt, slow him down, and then he was helped out by several other Central defenders.
So it's 3rd and 14.
Number 3 replacing Taylor at that right defensive end.
At the 35. Humes over the middle, overthrows his intended receiver, a leaping Clint Sutler, as that one got away from Charlie. It's 4th down and decision time for Bobby Morris as it's 4th and 14, and I think you got to go for it. If you don't make it, Central's got fair field position.
I agree with you, and I think what, if you're asking me what I think they should call, I think maybe a little screen pass.
Well,
Central right now is very aggressive defensively.
I'd like the screen on 3rd and long, but on 4th and 14, the screen don't get it for you unless it's perfect. They got 4 wide receivers. Walker, the only back behind Charlie Hume. Charlie about a 5-step drop. Now rolling out of the pocket. Throws it out here, but a diving catch. Nope, they said that Brian Fogle didn't catch it, but it didn't make any difference because he was on his knees and it was short of the first down. So the Knights give it up.
Little rollout pass that time. The pass pattern wouldn't have gotten them the first down. Obviously, they were looking for a catch and a run rather than throwing the ball deep into the end zone or downfield a little bit further.
So Central gets decent field position out of it. Starts at their own 34, their best field position of the evening, with 2:57. Toronto Red Knights 6 back after this. A loss would be very devastating for the second straight year.
I would imagine they're in here with a shoehorn tonight out at Kettlewell Memorial Stadium, gone around the fence and everywhere else. Big game out of Wintersville.
7-6 here, 2:53 to go. First half, play action, Viggio back. Viggio under pressure, Viggio rolling, Viggio running over the 40. He lost the football. There's Knight having it. Second fumble recovery by the Red Knights. Coming up with it was Max Elvis. I knew I was going to say Max Elvis. Chris Elvis. I said to myself before the game, I love that name, Chris Elvis. But I was thinking of Max McGee, and I said Max Elvis, Chris or Max, whatever. He's got the fumble recovery. The Red Knights with a big break, as Viggio had good yardage to the 43 of 9, but he was popped from the side, actually the 44 of 10. And he lost the football, and Toronto now with a big break in scoring position, and about 2 minutes and 46 seconds to go. Central turns it over for the second time.
Viggio got caught switching the ball from right hand to left hand to try to block one of the defenders, and a good pop from behind.
So 2 Crusader fumbles and 1 Toronto intercept. High backfield, play action, Humes is back. Flips it out, incomplete. Only a 2-man pattern that time. The intended receiver,
a step drop. Central's getting excellent pressure on him.
Third time in 6 possessions that Toronto started in Central territory, and they haven't scored on the first 2. Here's a quick toss to the left side. Walker turns it up over left end. Walker over the 45 down to about the 42. Crusaders defending that play with Eric Taylor. Meanwhile, we've got an injured Red Knight on the field with 2:28 to go. 19-13 at the half. So stay tuned for the halftime Unibank scoreboard show with Mary Lou. East Liverpool 8-0 over Indian Creek in the second. John Marshall 21-7 over We're High in the second. Here's a biggie. In the second, Martins Ferry 12. The Bel Air undefeated Big Reds, nothing down at Martins Ferry Stadium, and that's probably rocking and rolling.
I'm sure they're dancing in the streets down there right now. A long way to go, though. That Bel Air offense is very post. They can put a lot of points on the board quick.
Bel Air's in, and Ferry needs one to get in, and here it's 3rd and 8 with Petrus at quarterback. He's back in the pocket looking for the screen. They smell it out. Now Petrus throws incomplete. That's a lineman, 61. And he did the right thing. Justin Wright, his daddy didn't bring up no fool. Justin Wright said, I can't touch that football. I'm a lineman. And the flags went flowing when the Central bench pointed, hey, 61, they can't throw the football to him.
They can see what flag's going to be on here, though, John.
Well, that's a flag on an ineligible receiver.
I was looking for a possible late hit is what I was looking for.
No, I don't think so. That's an ineligible receiver.
It is. You're right. No, wait a minute.
They said pass interference on the defense is one call. Up on the offense. Pass interference on the offense. First legal receiver. But anyway, it's going to be against the Red Knights, and that could be loss of down. I'm not sure, as I don't necessarily
Loss of down, 4th down.
That certainly is.
Tough situation for the youngster Petrus to come in cold off the bench and try to throw the ball and running around under good pressure.
Well, they made the right call. It was a screen pass, and I think Eric Taylor just smelled it out. He covered the receiver out in the flat, and the penalty takes them all the way back to their own 43-yard line. So That's a miserable type penalty. You lose the down and you lose 15 yards. And I got to believe the Red Knights got to be punting, and their punter
A little confused
is
right
Charlie
now.
Humes, and that's why there's confusion. And Toronto will use a timeout with 2:12 to go here in the first half. With your starting quarterback out, your place kicker, your punter out, same fella. That's a three-way performer. See, that's miserable. That's like being on the green in regulation and four-putt, which I've done.
Well, you're used to that.
I putted a few times.
I really definitely hurt Toronto, though.
Zach Chambers will be the new punter.
Central defenders are awfully deep.
Yeah, they got the return set up. Long snap. It's a good one. That's a reverse sparrow. Going to get a good Toronto bounce inside the 30, out of bounds at the 25. Hank Boca, the long snapper, to Chambers. And Central takes over as the Red Knights started at the Central 44 and ended up punting all the way back at their 43-yard line. That punt went out of bounds at the Crusader 24. That's a 33-yard punt and no return.
It'll be interesting to see what Central's philosophy is here. Are they going to air it out, or are they going to keep it on the ground and try to maintain possession, go into half 7-6?
First punt of the night for Toronto. They're going to air it out. And Vizio is sacked. We've got a flag. Ryan Meyer, the safety man, getting in there. He's been in on a number of tackles. Somebody told me he was at Catholic Central at one time and transferred back to Toronto, as he must be a Toronto native. Well, he's played very well for the Red Knights defense tonight. As the loss is back to the 19, but there was a flag in the center of the line. Holding will be declined. It'll be 2nd and 15, and then Toronto had not used a couple of those timeouts.
Right.
They could have been able to stop the clock here, but I think they used at least 2 timeouts on that last drive.
That's why now Central's philosophy, I think, is going to change. They're going to stick to
We're
the
just going to run the football here. The clock rolling, 1:45 to go in the half. Central by 1, and they're going to throw it. There's another hit in the backfield. Mike Swearingen got Vizio for another loss. Inside the 15 at the 13, so that's 6 more yards lost. And if Toronto's got a timeout, I got to use it. Clock rolling. If I'm Central, I'm just staying in the huddle.
That's exactly right. I don't know why Central would be in any hurry to get back to the line of scrimmage. Play coming in from the sideline from Peroni.
I'll bet you Bobby Morris is saying, man, I wish we wouldn't have got fixed up on after that penalty when we had to call a timeout to punt the football, because then I had at least 1 or maybe 2 left.
Yeah, that was a key timeout that they used and really lost.
Under a minute when this snap comes on 3rd and a mile. Brandon Ice gets the handoff. Short yardage over the left side.
Now they want the timeout.
They got it. They got to use it, and they'll get it with 49 seconds to go.
You can install a new Lux Air system with that personal hometown service that's second to none. Thanks, buddy. I guess you're free to go. Well, folks, there you have it. For Lux Air systems at low prices, call Air Excellence locally at 282-0404 or toll free 800-899-0404 for your prescription for a healthy home environment.
Well, Zukowski punted from his end zone, and it rolled out to the 35 for a 22-yard punt. We've got a flag. Let's see who it's against. They're pointing it's against Toronto. Let's see what this means as he put both arms out.
Is that illegal participation?
Well, let's check it out, see if I got anything on here. Both arms out. Where's the arm? College only. Sideline warning there. Let's see what got arms out. 15 yards. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Non-contact. What's those out there? All right, so the 15-yard penalty is assessed after the punt, which traveled only 22 yards. And now Toronto, who should have been at the 35, is at midfield.
Had a couple of key penalties recently that have really hurt their efforts.
And let's see if Bobby Petrus is in at quarterback. And Charlie Humes was injured on the last possession. Bobby is. Two-step drop is tossed. Diving grab by Clint Stutler. They'll call it a reception, but only a 5-yard gain to the 45-yard line. Toronto ready to go with 25 seconds. Petrus back. Going deep. Incomplete. Interference intended for Brian Fogle, but there is a flag as the defender on the left side for the Crusaders, Brett Speroni, putting a push and a shove on the receiver and shoved him out of bounds, and the flag is laying there, and that'll put it at the 30. That'll be a 15-yarder and a first down.
Yeah, not a real...
And he's kicked some field goals this year, I think, so Toronto looks like they may have to go to the end zone unless they got a backup field goal man if they get it in close.
18 seconds on the clock.
Don't think they have any timeouts left.
See if Central decides to blitz or play it straight up.
4 wide receivers, 2 left and 2 right. Petrus going for the home run. He overthrows. Marook can't hold it in the end zone for the intercept. So they'll have another chance with 13 seconds to go.
Now, Marook was the closest man to that
Looked like Marook had it. He just didn't turn well.
Yeah, exactly right. Looked like a center fielder going back. He turned incorrectly on the ball. Got himself a little bit twisted up. Got his hands crossed.
I give Toronto credit. They're going for the bomb, the home run. They're taking it to the end zone, figuring if they throw it is completed, they may not get another playoff unless somebody runs out of bounds.
But they've also got that possibility of that interference call at any time.
Which is only 15-yarder in high school. And 4 wide receivers. 3 to the left, 3 to the right this time. Petrus back. He's got time over the middle. He's got a man intercepted as he overthrew it. Marook grabs it at the 10-yard line with 7 seconds to go. The man that was open was Mike Swearingen, but it was slightly overthrown. And the Crusaders get their second pick of the night. Marook getting it at around the 10-yard line.
Now Marook's the free safety in that 2-deep defense that Central was running, the 2 free safety defense, and he just got a good break on the ball and simply made a nice catch in there. He almost had one earlier in the game.
Toronto has run it tonight, but surprisingly, they have not been able to pass. Unofficially, I got them for 23 yards in the air on 11 tosses. We'll check with Mr. Davidson at halftime and see if that's anywhere near as being correct. As there's a deep handoff to Lakino, left side, back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The first half has come to a conclusion. It was a good scoring first quarter, 7-6-10, but nobody scoring in the second quarter. And the Crusaders lead it by 1 here at halftime. But what we'll try to do is get John Glenn, who conquered John Glenn, and could get 43 as we're starting the fourth quarter. A high kickoff by Phil Rook inside the 10 to Elk. 15, 20, Howe at the 23-yard line. 2 Crusaders down there. Joey Petrozzi along with Robert Orsini, and the Red Knights take over with probably their worst field position of the evening as they start at their own 24-yard line.
First man down on the defense that time, Ryan Polk. Zini did a nice job of turning the running back from Toronto back into Lucchino, and the other man from Central made the tackle.
Twins left. Petrus pitches to the right. On that quick toss, this time Justin Walker hit immediately by Brandon Ice. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage, as that was the key play in the first half for the Red Knight rushing attack that picked up 92 yards, most of them by
the outside. Central made a little bit of an adjustment, widened out their defensive end. Since that time, they really haven't had a great deal of success with that play.
Twins left again. Petrus rolls left, has time. He throws. He's got a man. Incomplete. Just overthrew Brian Fogle at the 37-yard line on a down and outer. It'll be 3rd down and 9 at the Toronto 25.
Pretty good protection.
How come she has a bow on there in her earmuff?
Well, she's also got a blanket.
She's a dancing girl, I see.
Blanket wrapped around her as well.
3rd and 9. Twins right. Play action. Petrus under heat. Petrus in trouble. Petrus is sacked by an outside linebacker blitz by Britt Baroni. And the Crusaders, who gave up field position most of the time in the first half, had excellent field position here as Toronto.
Central defense or receivers are really, really deep. I'm surprised at how deep they are.
One's at the 45 of Central and one's at midfield. Snap is off. End over end and short. It'll hit at the 35. Bounce straight up. Marook says, I'm going to grab it. And then he says, nah, I better not. Too many.
By Paul Marook, because that ball takes funny bounces, and there was some open space there. He had aspirations of picking that ball up, but wisely elected to get away from it.
Meanwhile, this is the first time Central has started in Toronto territory. Their best field position was their own 34. Twins left, eye back. Last play, Lucchino trying to turn to the corner. Lucchino at the 35, Lucchino at the 30. Lucchino inside the 30, inside the 25, and rolled out of bounds at the 25-yard line on the far side near the Crusader bench by cornerback Zach Chambers. Lucchino has been able to gain good yardage when he's been able to turn the corner.
Well, the defense for the tight end on that side has to do his job, which is turn the defensive end inside. And when they have been able to do that, Lucchino's been able to get to the corner, and once they gain the perimeter, he's got pretty good speed to get it upfield.
He got 11 on the first down at the 25.
Joey Lucchino thus far this evening.
Twins right, backs in an offset eye. Vigio, the junior crew B. Deep handoff, no running room this time for Lucchino. Busting through is Hank Boca as he came on a blitz from his inside, and he smears Lucchino. You got to take chances when the other team is deep in your own territory. Boca blitzing up with some defensive plays, because since that beautiful drive where they got one score and then drove again and didn't get it, they've done nothing. Twins right.
Coming against Toronto, it looks as though they're coming.
Split back. Vigio back. Vigio throws it out in the flat. Looks like a diving catch on the far side by Joe Lucchino out of the backfield. Nice play as they pick up positive yardage as he took it off of his shoe tops inside the 25 at the 24. Only a 4-yard gain with the blitz coming. That time Vigio had to get rid of it quickly. He's hit his last 5.
Little curl pattern that time, the Crusaders. Lucchino, the halfback, just sort of curling out into the flat area. Toronto came with pretty good pursuit, forced Vigio to give it up a little earlier than he wanted to.
3rd and 9 at the 24. Throw set. 5-man Toronto front, long count. Vigio straight back in the pocket, floats it up. Overthrew, almost intercepted on the far side by Justin Walker. The intended receiver on the outside was Brent Ferroni. It'll be defense will be guessing, the offense hoping they call the right play.
I think Toronto's going to come after him, John.
Twins right, back in the pocket. Here comes the blitz. Vigio in trouble. He's all the way back at his 40. He scrambles. He throws incomplete. The only guy near the football was lineman Mike Campana, and there comes the flag.
A little bit late, but it came, and it's the right call because Campana, 74, the big offensive tackle. He's the only man closest to the ball.
And Toronto will take over on down at their own. They were going to take over one way or the other. It was a matter of where were they going to take over.
That's exactly right.
So the Red Knights defense does the job, and this game, which looked like it was going to be an offensive game after 2 consecutive scores in the first quarter, has settled down to who's got the better field position.
And a field position or a possible turnover on the part of either team and field position that could lead to the next score. I don't really see a big play occurring.
Toronto with their second possession starts again at their 24. We're in the 3rd quarter. Walker gets the handoff, and he's immediately hit by Brandon Ice and a host of other Crusaders. One of them was Nick Lamatrice, the end, and Justin Walker will get back only to the 24. 2nd and 10, no gain. Hey, should I ask for a refund? These insulated socks aren't keeping my feet warm.
Plug them in.
Hey, 4 wide receivers for the Red Knights, and we've got to flag somebody in the neutral zone. Plug them in, huh? I might shock myself. So they're going to go backwards with a 5-yard mark off. If it's against the offense, first penalty of the quarter. Toronto now penalized 4 times for 40 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 15 at their own 19, and looks like Central's now starting to win the battle of field position.
Yeah, because Toronto's going the opposite way, both on their own merit as well as penalties.
2 wide left, 2 wide right. There's a flip through it behind Clint Sutler, did Bobby Petrus, and it'll be 3rd and 15 at the 19.
Yeah, quick look-in pattern that time. Receiver lined up to the right, cut it right in front of the defensive man from Central, but the ball was thrown behind him, so it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 15 for the Red Knights.
From moving into the first quarter, has settled down to field position, and nobody's been able to punch one in again. 4 wide receivers. Blitz is on. Nice screen call. They flip it out to Justin Walker. 15, 20. Breaks the tackle. 25 out of bounds. About the 28. That'll be short of the first down as Walker went to the short side and didn't have enough sideline for him. Nice call because Central's been putting heat on the young QB Bobby Petrus.
I like the call, and they threw to their left side, and Joe Petrozzi did a really outstanding job for Central coming from his left defensive end. The play was clean across the field away from him, and he was the man that was able to run the Toronto back out of bounds in front of the Crusader bench.
9-yard pickup, short of the first down, 4th and about 6, and Chambers will punt for the 3rd time.
I think Central's coming after him, John.
Yep, they got 8 or 9 up. Chambers, pretty good punt. Gets it out of there. Marouk will let it bounce at the Central 45, inside the 40, inside the 35, inside the 30. Nice bounce. The field is hard down to the 28-yard line. So Zach Chambers with a terrific job.
Got some laundry on the field across the way, Don.
44-yard punt, and the laundry is that yellow flag, and Chambers punt, which was excellent because they let it too far back. He's standing at his 35-yard line, and the punt line of scrimmage is the 23.
He should be somewhere up around the 50.
I'd say near midfield.
Exactly. He's 10 yards too deep.
They got an 8-man rush. There's movement on the sideline, no flag. Floating punt. Marouk, fair catch at midfield and down at the Red Knight 49, and another flag. This was a late one in the secondary, pointing at Central. So the good field position looks like it's going to be given up. That could be a 10 or 15-yard mark-off.
I think it's going to be a personal foul against Central.
Personal foul, Crusaders.
Position.
7:25 to go, 3rd quarter. 7-6. Crusaders continue to lead by the scant extra point of Phil Rook. Windmill's right. Offset I. Ice the lead back. He gets the counter play. There's a big hole to the left side. He's at the 40, 45, 50. Races down the sideline. 45, 40. Out of bounds. Inside the 35 is Brandon Ice with his best run in many a moon as he showed some excellent speed as he hasn't seen daylight like that in a long time.
That's exactly right. That's the first time Central was countered for a long while. I don't remember seeing the counter play last week against Hoban. They definitely caught Toronto napping that time.
31-yard pickup. Could be Ice's longest of the year. 7th first down. Central in business at the Red Knight 34 as they fake the pitch left to Lucchino and countered back to the right. They hear it Central 7-6, 7:16 to go, 3rd quarter. Crusaders, after the nifty run of 31 yards by Brandon Ice, are at the Red Knight 34, 1st and 10. High backfield, Twins left. Taylor tied it right in. Little pop pass over the middle. Petrozzi wide open. It's going to be a touchdown. 34 yards. They fake the dive. And Petrozzi, the tight end, on the one side was wide open over the gut. The Red Knight, not recognizing the formation or the play, went for the fake. And the Crusaders now lead it by a score of 13-6 on the 34-yard completion. Nobody going anywhere. 2 plays, 65 yards after the 15-yard penalty.
That's exactly right, John, and excellent call that time. I don't know whether it came from the field level or upstairs, but good play calling by the Crusaders. They definitely caught them napping that time. 2 plays they've run in the second half. They didn't in the first half. One was the counter, the tight end pass that time. Joe Petrozzi just sprinted straight down the field. Good throw by Biggio.
Petrozzi holding. Rook will attempt a conversion. Campana, the long snapper. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's 14-6. Central by 8. 7:11 to go. 3rd quarter. Back after this.
After the home games at Harding Stadium.
For 85 and a score.
Oh, that was set up by the nice fake in there by Ice, and he held the linebackers, and Petrozzi caught the touchdown.
Kickoff by Rook, taken there by Fogle. He's across the 25 and down at the 28 or 29 by a host of Crusaders on the specialty squad.
Joe Hammock.
Hammock out there. 44 was out there for the Crusaders.
That is Joe Hammock, Eric Battistel, a couple
15.
sophomores, and also Ryan.
Senior Charlie Humes to an injury. Sophomore Bobby Petrus is in. Who would like to connect here at their 29. Counter play, nowhere. Carrying the football was Fogus, and there was just nothing there.
Taylor again.
as they fake the toss to Walker to the outside, which has been their favorite play. And Taylor is there to snuff the play for a loss of 3 back to the 26. It's 2nd and 13, and the Red Knights cannot get anything going.
Taylor's been a defensive end for the Crusaders.
4 rushes in the quarter for a minus 10 yards. 2nd and 14. Petrus back in the pocket. Throws it. Incomplete over Yard's hands of Clint Sutler, who was open at the 45-yard line. The pass failed on Bobby Petrus. Coverage on the left side by Mike Zilkowski. Fair game, and only 32 yards and 2 picks, and the Red Knights will call a timeout. 6:20 to go, 3rd quarter. Crusaders now up 14-6. Back after this. 1-13. Here it's 14-6 Crusaders. 3rd and long. Petrus back over the middle. Got his man. First down in from midfield in the Crusader territory. Goes Mike Swearingen, who's had an outstanding game for the Toronto Red Knights, and he puts them in business as Petrus on 3rd and 14 makes the big play on the huge completion of 26 yards to the Crusader 48.
Yeah, Bobby Petrus did an excellent ball after he had thrown the ball. Nice throw, Bob Petrus. Good catch. Toronto on the move.
Their first down. And a big play, and Swearingen continues to make the play. There's the blast play over the left side. Bogus blocking, Walker bucking over the 45 to the Crusader 44-yard line, and the Red Knights are only a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from tying it. It's 2nd and 6 at the Central 44, and put a
got some momentum on their side right now.
Then they had to punt. Central once again would have got good field position. Twins left, back to split. Play action, Petrus back, looking, throwing, dragging across the middle. Swearingen had it, lost it, and then it was almost intercepted. Oh, Swearingen inside the 35 on the drag pattern. He lined up tight end right. Petrus rolled to the left, and Swearingen came straight across the field behind the linebacker, and he was wide open but couldn't hold it.
That's exactly right. The linebacker's upper.
So from the 44, they're going to march 15 off, and the Red Knights will get as many as they would have gotten had Swearingen held that football. Roughing the passer is the call. First down. And you don't want that happening.
No, that's for certain.
Ball at the Crusader 29. First and 10 for Toronto.
That's success of the drag pattern.
Throws that quick toss. There goes Walker. Walker almost broke the tackle of Brandon Ice at the 27, but he didn't, and he floats down to the 25. If he gets away from Brandon Ice, who had him around the shoe top, he's got a big gain inside the 20.
Good, because he had a lot of room down the sideline, maybe even into the end zone.
Receivers left and right. The backs are split. Petrus looking real smooth on this drive.
Gaining some confidence as the game's going on.
Swearingen tied it left end. Bogus motions to the left. Will they toss it left? Nope. Straight dive play. Big hole into the secondary. Walker. 20, 15, 10. He's still going. Uh-oh. He lost the football. He fumbled it trying to get extra yardage to the 9, and the Crusaders have recovered. What a big play for Central. As, Justin Walker trying to get the extra yardage. Had gotten more than expected, and then lost the football. He's patted on the helmet by his teammate. Didn't get who got the Crusader recovery, but boy, they dodged the bullet. 40, Brandon Ice with a big recovery after a gain of 16 from the 25 down to the 9.
He was all
Walker getting hot again, and just 2nd and 3rd effort. And how many times do you see it happen? A kid loses the football because he's trying to get extra yardage. Play action. Biggio in his end zone floats it out for Lucchino open in the flat, but he overthrew him. Woo! Up 14-6.
as far as Central is concerned. They usually don't do that, but sometimes you get game passes.
Clock stop, 4:21 to go, 3rd quarter. Crusaders by 8. The shadows of their goal line trying to play big. Oh, Ice breaks one tackle. Ice into the secondary. Ice close to a first down at the 19-yard line, but a flag back inside the 14, and all of a sudden, the yellow things are flying as Chris Elvis, the 130-pound
Central has really had a lot of penalties thrown on him this evening.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the... Joe, you're getting a little flabby in the middle, my man. Back in the end zone, Biggio floats it out, intended for his tight end Clarke, way overthrown, almost making the interception, was Justin Walker. It's 3rd and 12, and Central has pit dropped on the incompletion. The ball is at the Central 7-yard line. We got 2 wide receivers left, offset eye, deep handoff. Lucchino hit in the backfield. Lucchino maybe back snap, didn't get to the line of scrimmage, and then a light flag that could indicate face mask. Swearingen and made the big defensive play, but if it's a face mask, that's going to really hurt the Knights because it'll force a punt from the end zone and got good field position.
I believe the penalty is going to be against Toronto as well, John.
Bobby Morris is saying decline it, but I don't think he knows that it's against his squad. That'll be a 15-yarder. The loss was back to the
First down.
5-yard line, personal foul, and the 15-yarder ought to be able to bring it up to about the 20. Well, they only put, they put it at the 20, so a loss of 2. Then a 15-yard mark-off, and all of a sudden, penalties becoming very important for both squads. Option left, pitch back. Aquino in big trouble. Down at the 15. Twice they've used the option. The first time it was an errant pitch out, and the second time they lose 5.
Brian Myers of 135 pounds from the inside linebacker position.
No, he's a cornerback safety man.
He's coming out here, that's right, yes.
2nd and 15 on the 5-yard loss. Twins to the right, offset eye left. Counter play. Ice has been successful. Not this time. Waiting for him. Hank Boca shot the gap. Another loss. Consecutive losses. The Toronto defense stiffening. Ice loses 1 back to the 14. It is 3rd and 16. But for overall, I got them 22 rushes for 71 yards, and they've had a 30-some yard rush, a 20-some yard rush. So the other ones haven't been too good. 2 straight losses, 3rd and long. Biggio, play action, rolling right. Looking, throwing, incomplete. Good coverage on the far side by Chris Alvis, who had a better chance to catch the pass than the intended receiver, Brent Peroni, and the Crusaders will punt from their 14. Who had been hot, was 5 out of 6, and then 6 out of 9. He's now missed his last 3. Zukoski punts from his end zone. Straight up and straight down. Bounces at the 31, rolls to the Crusader 34. He got a lot of it, but it went straight up. A 20-yard punt, and the Knights in business trailing. The 3 other times they weren't able to score. They're at the Crusader 34. Petrus got his squad on a pro set. Now a motion man, Fogius to the left. Dive play, there it is. Walker, stutter step, bang. Ooh, good hit put on by Derek Thorne, along with the other tackle, Jason Golick, but Thorne just knocked him backwards after an initial gain of 1. 2nd and 9 at the 33.
On a fit of the game, the Walker's going to beat a big man, and he certainly hasn't let us down as far as that's concerned.
Pro set again. Backs are split. Here comes the blitz. Floater down, the man is open. Alvis can't get to it, although Marook was over there as Orsini, the outside linebacker, was covering Chris Alvis, and it was a fly pattern. I'm not sure if Marook could have got there had the pass not been overthrown by a couple of yards.
Right play call with the right defense, and had it been a little bit shorter, it could have been a big play for the Red Knights.
Twins left. Fake the draw. Petrus rolls left. Drag pattern wide open. That man Querrigan first down at the 20 as he's immediately hit by Paul Marook. But that's been the best pattern of the night for the Red Knights. The tight end dragging across the middle. The ball held up for a little bit.
It is as a tight end and just delaying over the middle.
Here comes the toss. Right side. Walker looking for room. Walker jitterbugs. Walker loses the football. The Crusaders' Eric Taylor has it at the 19. Walker trying again to get the extra yardage. Took the pop. It fell loose. And once again, the Red Knights, thwarted as they were inside the 10 on their last possession, lose it at the 19. Their 2nd consecutive fumble. Their 4th turnover of the evening.
Toronto has been down there knocking on the door, just hasn't been able to stick it into the end zone.
Nobody wants to do anything. This is the 8th possession of the 3rd quarter. Play action. Biggio rolling out. He's sacked again. Oh, what a nice rush. There's that man again. Ryan Myers for the safety blitz. Evidently Bobby Morris and his staff.
Corner, and it's really worked to his advantage this evening. Certainly not the biggest player on the field, but he's got to have one of the biggest hearts for the Red Knights.
Long, and let me look at my sheet here. Steubenville had 163 points in 5th place, trailing Alliance by 1/2 point. As Central has third and long. Ice gets a handoff. Ice breaks out of the pile. Ice blocked tackle. Got the first down. Maybe saving the touch. Oh, excuse me. He's short of the first down.
3 yards.
But saving the first down and a possible touchdown is that little dude, Chris Alvis. They say 130 in the program. He used to block tackle. And I'm going to tell you what, if he didn't, Ice would have run right over him. A gain out to the 25 of 16 after the 10-yard sack. So it'll bring up third down in about 5.
That could be a big play for the Crusaders. Keep this drive alive if they have any hopes of winning this football game and not giving it back to Toronto.
High backfield, split receivers left and right. Uh-oh, Caden. 5 Red Knights jump. Their 5 linemen jump. That should make it enough for a first down, and Central has dodged the bullet. If they don't make the first down, and they had second down and like 20 from their 9, and now they appear to have a first down or close to the first down.
Well, Central's been going with the long count all night long. I haven't seen them come to the line of scrimmage and go on a quick count all evening. That's offside.
It is a first down, the 10th at the 30. We're in the fourth quarter, just underway. 14-6 Crusaders. Deep hand off Lucchino. Tries to get to the outside, won't. Crosses the 30 to the 31. Hanging on the bottom. Matt Redbensky, 210-pound senior defensive tackle. Ready to go fourth quarter. Central by 8. Baroni and Pavlik, the wide receivers. The backfield has been all night Ice and Lucchino. Vigio barks another long count.
Coming off the corner.
Draw play. Lucchino hit. Over the 35, back to the line of scrimmage. Nobody fooled on that play, especially the tackler. Zach Chambers, the cornerback, the 150-pound junior. Doc toes in that draw play. 3rd and 9 at the 31.
Yeah, he's sure, I think, standing, and it is sitting down.
Yeah, my knees were locking up. Twins right. Offset eye to the right. Here they look for the tight end left. Taylor. Dragon. Long count, trying to get him to jump again. Play action, no. Hands off on the draw. Lucchino smeared in the backfield. Waiting for Matt Redbensky. He's made 2 of the last 3 defensive plays, and the Red Knights defense continues to impress. And they should force a punt here as the loss is back to the 27 of 4. Husky back to punt for the 5th time. 2nd in the half. Walker, a lone man. There's 10 up rush. Here it comes. Straight up. High wobbly. Bounces at the Central 45. Crusader bounce into Toronto territory. Bounces almost 15 yards. Will be down at the Red Knights 41-yard line.
Defense has done a pretty good job of holding them down as far as our running game.
Could we be heading to overtime if the Knights score and get the 2-point conversion?
Possibility.
Petras back. Wants to go for the home run. Taylor puts pressure on. Taylor gets the sack along with Golick. As what Taylor did was, he just wanted to throw it, and Taylor at about 6'2", jumped straight up, and Petras couldn't see, so he brought it down, and Taylor and Golick combined for the sack. 40 clock becoming a factor. 8:10 to go, fourth quarter, 14-6 Crusaders. Play action, Petras rolling left. Down the middle, there's that man again, Swearingen, first down at the Crusaders, 46, hit immediately by Brad Pavlik. I don't have individual passing stats, but that's at least 4 he's caught, if not 5. Swearingen, the MVP tonight for the Toronto Red Knights. So Crusader 46. That drag pattern, the first one was a down and out. I remember down here. But the last 3 have been over, and he dropped one. But he's been on most of them. Throw set. Bogus, the motion man at the Central 46. Dive play. Bang. Walker had no chance as Derek Thorne has made his second pop in the second half as he made the big hit on Justin Walker for no gain, maybe a loss of 1.
Yeah, Derek Thorne did a real nice job of fighting off his block that time. He got over top the center, found a gap, and he just really put a hard hit on Justin Walker.
Loss of 1, second 11. What's happening here? The team will make
ball, and then they do something to shoot themselves in the foot. Both of them have done that consistently throughout the evening.
2nd and 11. Official timeout here. I don't know what's going on. One guy asked, the sideline guy asked the referee.
Really not sure what this conversation would be about, John, and nobody lined
Our side.
Well, that request had to come from the Toronto bench on this side.
From this guy who's standing by the Toronto sideline.
Exactly right.
So the Crusader coaching staff telling the band to quit playing the drum. Meanwhile, a 7-11 to go.
We saw that in the Big Red Mount St. Joseph game a couple weeks ago when Mount St. Joseph made a request for the Big Red band to stop playing.
2nd and 11 at the Central 47. Throw sent. Rolling out. Petrus looking. Throws incomplete behind the tight end. Swearingen intended receiver, and I think the reason the play didn't work, Eric Taylor once again had excellent pressure on the quarterback. It'll be 3rd and 11 at the Red Knights 47.
They're simply putting too much pressure on their quarterback. They've got to double block him.
Twins right, back split, 4-man front, blitz is on, rolling out. Petrus running for his life. Petrozzi after him, throws into a crowd. Got to catch it in.
Oh, great catch.
Guess who? Number 2-0, baby. Swearingen from the left tight end ran all the way.
That play by Central, but a good throw and a good catch by Swearingen.
Swearingen plays tight end and tailback. Hit the back guy. Versatile. Quick toss. Just been the big play. See if Walker can do anything. Breaks one tackle. That was Taylor, and luckily he gets a hold of Walker's ankles because he tripped him up. Walker got inside the 30 down to the 28 for 6, 2nd and 4. Clock ticking under 6:20 to go. It's still 14-6 Central, and the possibility is over. Toronto started at their 41.
Walker closing in on 100 yards. Is that correct?
High backfield. Walker, blast play. Walker to the 26, maybe the 25. As knifing in was Brett Peroni, the outside linebacker on the left, to hold him to 3. So it'll be 3rd and a yard.
After what's worked for me, I lined up Swearingen as a tight end, cleared the area, let him come from the left side to the right, and he's lined up on the left side. Let's see if that happens.
Meanwhile, Central in the goal line defense, they try to go to the outside. Walker hit at the 25, loses his mouthpiece, and then a flag. And another flag. Walker will lose a yard to the 26, but the flag became a fly-in, and that's in the face mask territory, and that's exactly what it is. So a loss of 1 to the 26.
It all to win this football game. Toronto has got to make their move right now.
One of those long penalties is at the 12.
That's exactly right.
Instead of the 13. Split back side play. Walker, stutter step. Inside 10 to the 9. Brandon Ice on the stop. 2nd and 7 at the 9.
Central defense right now is being forced to formation, although I don't think they're going to go with it now. They're going with the split back.
Here they go with a pop pass to Swearingen.
I like the quick pitch around the right side.
Here's a quick pitch to the short side. Running room. Walker out of bounds as he runs out of running room. As they went to the short side from the left hash mark, they maybe had only 10 yards of room. So the sideline becomes an extra defender. But Walker got it down to the 6-yard line for 3 more. So it is 3rd down and 4.
Tried to get Walker cut up inside on the left.
Now they go with a stacked eye, and Swearingen is the tailback on 3rd and 4 at the 6. He gets it left side. Nothing there. He lost the football, and Central has come up with their 3rd takeaway, and it's Eric Taylor with the big play, as there was no room for Swearingen to go over the left side, and the Knights have had it 3 times in a row. They got to the Central 9, Ice recovered a fumble. They got to the Central 19, Taylor recovered a fumble. They get to the Central 5, Taylor recovers another fumble with 4:08 to go in the football game.
Yeah, Eric Goose Taylor really played himself an outstanding game along with the other linemen for the Crusaders. We've called his number an awful lot tonight. He's battled with the bands here as well as the battle with the football team.
The last week of the season, the bands are fired up. We had a nice halftime performance by the band. 1st and 10 at the 5. Toronto with 3 straight fumbles on 3 straight drives. The blitz is on. Lucchino, if he beats the blitz, he's into the secondary. Uh-oh, Lucchino 20. At the 47-yard line after a 42-yard pickup, which put Central over the 100-yard mark for the first time in many a moon on the ground. Lucchino recovers. recovers his fumble, and then you're going to tack on 15, so that's a humongous break.
Well, what happened was they caught Toronto in a linebacker blitz. I saw Boca, number 51, jumping into the gap, and Lucchino hit into the hole that was vacated by Boca, and then the result was a big run of some 42 yards plus the 15-yard penalty, and Central right now is out of a big, big hole.
They're at the Red Knight 38, and I said, here comes the blitz, and I said, be careful, and that's what happened. Lucchino popped it.
Yeah, they got caught in there, did Toronto, and Central took advantage of it.
Ice goes in motion. I don't think he wanted to. Now he sets himself, and now Biggio calls a timeout with 3:37 to go. Central confused. Up it in. Anything? Nothing. Okay.
Biggio, evidently, John came to the line of scrimmage, saw something he didn't like in the Toronto defense, elected to call a timeout, and I believe that was the third and final timeout for the Crusaders.
First and 10 at the Red Knights 38, Central leading by 8. Ice gets the handoff. Ice met immediately. Ice refuses to go down. Ice makes a gain out of nothing. Finally brought down by the much smaller Myers, but Ice was hit at the 39 by 3 dudes and got to the 35. A 3-yard pickup. Clock continues to roll. 3:17 in counting. Central clinging to an 8-point lead. We haven't had any score since the 2:23 mark of the first quarter.
If I'm Brandon Ice of Central, I like to see him wrap that ball up a little bit more rather than carrying it out there awful loose.
We've had one score since the 2:23 mark of the first quarter. That was Central's touchdown on the pop pass. Lucchino gets the handoff. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line as Hank Foca's waiting for him. It'll be 3rd down and 7 at the Red Knight 35 by 8.
Marky Menendez bringing into play number 34 for the Crusaders.
He splits left. Havlik splits right. Offset eye left. Lucchino blast play. Lucchino, no. Biggio kept it. He's going to throw it. Incomplete. He threw it away. Intended for Menendez. And then a flag. What's that all about?
I really can't tell you.
The pass was 10 yards out of bounds. The receiver was covered by 2 defenders. So let's see if there's holding or illegal contacting or whatever. Big call either way for both sides.
Very, very late flag coming in. We'll just have to wait and see what the call is.
Offensive pass interference. Interesting.
Yeah.
10 on the line will go after the kicker, Zolkowski, who's not the normal kicker.
I think they're going to come full bore right here. They've got everybody on this left side lined up. Here they come strong.
Quick snap. Zolkowski gets it out of there. A reverse barrel hits at the 25. Will die at the 21-yard line. A 29-yard punt. And the Red Knights, Toronto needs 79. Well, let's see. Wait a minute. They said it was down to where? At the 24-yard line. Excuse me. Somebody must have touched it. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Quick pop. Incomplete. Over the head of Brian Fogle, 2nd and 10. 2-step. He's caught 5 balls. Swearingen, he's a wide receiver here with 2 other dudes. Elvis and Fogle on the left with Trips. Back to throw. Petrus throws it up. It's going to be incomplete. Almost intercepted by Zolkowski and by Maruk. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Well, Maruk continues to be the free safety in that defense, and the ball was very highly thrown. Zolkowski was getting ready to make the intercept, and actually I think Maruk came in and knocked it out of his hands. Short pass and a long run, I think, as far as Toronto's concerned.
Toronto might think about throwing the little screen pass to Walker, try to shake him loose with the Trips right, and then maybe swing Walker out to the left.
Defensively, Central wants to keep everything in front of them. Don't let anybody get behind you.
Petrus back. Petrus looking middle screen, intended for Walker, but reading it is Brandon Ice with a key stop. Nobody blocked Brandon Ice. Had Brandon Ice been blocked in the middle, there were no Crusader defenders, and the clock will roll under 1:50 to go. It'll be 4th down, and on the pass completion, no gain at the 24. It is 4th and 10.
Well, Ice did his job. He stayed home. Good disciplined defense by him. He let everything develop around him. He saw what was happening. He read the screenplay, came in, put a good pop on. This is do or die for Toronto right now. 4th and 10, 1:26 to go on a moving clock.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 4th and 10. Petrus back. He rolls out. He has time. Now he's hit, and he's sacked by Joey Petruzzi, the defensive end, and that ought to do it. The Crusaders will take over inside the 15-yard line. Well, they say he's down at the 16 on the sack and a loss of 8.
Well, there was no secret what Toronto had to do, and that was throw the football, and there was no secret defensively what the Crusaders wanted to do, and that was put a lot of pressure on them, and that's exactly what they did with Petruzzi and Taylor from the outside defensive ends, left and right respectively, and they finally ended up with the sack that's probably going to be the football game.
I'm not sure how many timeouts Coach Morris and staff have, but if they have only one, Central needs only to kneel on the football. They've got 2 left. Thank you, Mr. Davison. Offset eye to the left, twin receivers to the right. Biggio throwing the football to Ice, incomplete. Very interesting.
Really
Clock
surprised.
Clock stopped. 2nd down and 10 at the 16.
I'm extremely surprised that that play calling right there is just really doesn't make a lot of sense unless they know something that we don't. They're the coaches and we're not.
Well, you figure if you run it, they call a timeout. You run it twice, they call 2 timeouts. Now you throw it, the clock stops with 1 minute and 8 to go. After you run it twice, they can stop it twice. Pro set. 2nd and 10 at the Red Knight 16. Another long count. Ice lost the football. Toronto looks like they got it at the 16 as Biggio missed the handoff. Ice never had it, and the Red Knights have life.
Well, there's life in the Red Knights. There's no doubt about it. 1:04 left to go.
Red Knights have it at their 16. Still with life. 1 minute and 4 to go. 3 wide receivers left. A single receiver to the right. Petrus back in the pocket. Throws it out here in the flat. Nobody there. Incomplete. Long one.
Yes, it has.
A lot of passes.
Second half's been a long half. Yes, it has.
Coming in is Fogus with the play. Petrus not very big, having trouble seeing over the defensive line.
Yeah, especially Taylor, about 6'3". He's come in with a big wingspan. His hands have been up. Petruzzi's about 6'2" from the other defensive end. He's really created a lot of problems for Petrus, both of those guys.
Twins left. Flag. Took a long time for Toronto to get that play off, and then evidently somebody moved.
Well, maybe.
And the Red Knights are going back.
I think Toronto's got to come up with, they got any type of a trick play, a reverse, a pass off, a reverse, a half.
110, that's 18 flags for 195 yards.
A little bit surprised on the Central isn't more of a prevent defense. They're still playing their straight-up defense, man-on-man coverage, and they're really not back very deep at all.
2nd and 15 at the 11. Petrus near his end zone. The drag pattern, which has been successful, completed to that man. And a flag at the 22-yard line. A pickup of 11. Swearengin with his 6th catch, but let's see what the flag's about.
Well, I'll tell you what, Swearengin has outstanding hands. Anything around him, he's been able to reach out, he's been able to catch and, make some outstanding catches for Toronto this evening. They're inside the 10, I know that.
Yeah, we'll call it the 6.
7 or 8 yard line, 6 yard line.
But it looks further, looks like the 7. So the original line was the 11. Half the distance isn't 7 as Petrus is back, trying to air it deep. It's going to be intercepted. Marook waiting for it at the 30. Got a wall of blockers, but doesn't go to the outside. Gets inside the 25, inside the 20. And this one now should be over at about the 16 on the Marook interception, his 2nd of the night.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the 2nd interception and a couple of near interceptions for Paul Marook. He does an outstanding job for the Crusaders in that deep secondary defense as a free safety. Has excellent speed, good hands, reads defenses, or reads offenses.
They're going to kneel on it with 36 seconds to go. As they're getting up close to the line, and Biggio will step back 2 steps to the 18 and kneel on it. And this one should be over unless the Red Knights opt to use a timeout. And evidently they have. Well, so with it.
Video on the kneel down. That should be the last play of the game. I don't know if Toronto had one more timeout, so they elected to take it here. So that's going to bring up the second down and 13 with 25 seconds left to go. Crusaders again will probably just take the ball and kneel down. And our 1969, I was going to say 1996 season will be coming to an end here very shortly. Here at Toronto, Peters came in and did a nice job for the Red Knights. Starting quarterback video on the snap. He drops back about 10, kneels down. That's going to be it. Moving clock. Wait a minute now. Yeah, still have another timeout for the Red Knights? Well, no.
Why he ran so far back?
We do have another timeout for the Red Knights.
19 seconds ago, so they started at the 16, they went to the 19 on the knee, they went to the 22 on the knee, and now they've gone to the 28 on the knee.
I thought that Toronto had used all of their timeouts. A little bit surprised they had that extra one there, but or not the extra one, but they had the timeout that I wasn't aware of.
Finals to report to you.
Well, let's wait for this last play.
You guys talk too much.
Oh, well, thank you, Mary Lou. We appreciate that, old dear. Let's hold it here for a second, and let's see what Central does probably on their last play. And it's just a quarterback sneak. And now, Mary Lou, you can come in with some quick scores before we finish.
I've been trying to break in, and you guys talk too much. Youngstown Cheney beat Brook 27-21. Akron 13 over Steubenville. East Liverpool beat Indian Creek 22-13, and Oak Glen over Magnolia 19-0.
Well, thank you. Now the Crusaders have elected to call a timeout here,
John. Just the last 25 seconds.
Will prevent defense, just having all areas of the field covered right now. Certainly going to be aware that Toronto's going to throw the ball, probably a little swing pass, and then hope for a big run as far as the Red Knights are concerned.
16 seconds. Maybe it's a hitch and pitch. It's to Walker at the 36. Now he laterals it over to Fogle at the 40, who tries to get out of bounds, and he is at the 47. That's an intelligent play.
Very good play. Like the play. Very much so.
28 to the 47. And we'll call it all passing. Still 7 seconds ago. It's 14-6. It ain't over till it's over.
The old Stanford play here. We're going to throw it to someone and just keep tossing it around.
Petrus back. Petrus hit. Petrus down. Game over. Sack by Mike Campana, finishing a fine career at Catholic Central. The loss is back to the 41 as the teams converge on the center of the field to congratulate each other in a hard-fought Crusader victory as the 1996 season is completed for both of these teams here at Clarke Hinkle Field. Your final score, the Crusaders 14, the Red Knights 6, back in 30 seconds.